Loneliness, I've seen every tear you've shed. My beloved child. Do you know this? I have seen every tear you've shed. Not one has fallen unnoticed. Not one has been wasted. Not one has rolled down your face without stirring my heart. You've cried silently behind closed doors. Cried yourself to sleep on nights when the burden felt unbearable. Cried in moments of disappointment so deep you couldn't explain it to anyone else. But I was there for all of it. Not observing from a distance, but sitting beside you, holding the pain even you didn't know how to describe. I didn't rush you through the sorrow, nor did I dismiss your breaking heart, because I knew then what I'm telling you now. I'm turning your tears into triumph. You've learned how to survive. You've carried yourself through seasons where giving up seemed easier than standing up again. You've worn the weight of others' expectations, shown up while shattered, loved through heartbreak, trusted while trembling. While the world saw strength on the surface, I saw the battle raging beneath. I saw the places where hope was thinning. I saw the moments when your questions were louder than your faith. Yet you kept going. You kept returning to me. And that, my beloved, is why I'm speaking this over you now. Not as comfort, but as a declaration. The tide is turning. The tears that marked your nights are becoming the seeds of a new day. Before you step into what I'm restoring, I want to confront the part of you that still thinks the pain was your fault. The part that believes your sorrow is a sign of weakness. The part that questions if you missed something, if you failed somewhere along the way, if maybe this was all preventable. I need you to release that. You are not being punished. You are not being overlooked. You are not being tested to prove your worth. You have worth because I gave it to you. Your tears did not disqualify you. They qualified you for the depth I'm about to reveal. You've become acquainted with suffering that carves compassion. Gained access to the kind of trust formed only in shadows. Walked through the valley. But you did not stay there. Now I am leading you out. Not the same, but stronger. I'm turning your pain into power. Not the kind the world chases, but the kind that shifts atmospheres. The kind that prays with fire because it's been through the flood. The kind that lifts others because it knows the cost of falling. The kind that worships in truth because it has nothing left to hide. I'm not ignoring what you've lost. I'm redeeming it. I'm not minimizing your suffering. I'm multiplying the fruit it will produce. What looked like brokenness was actually breakthrough being born in secret. Now I'm bringing it into the light. The tears you cried in private have been watering the soil of your future. Every drop has been counted. Every moment has been woven into something eternal. I'm not trying to get you to forget what you went through. I'm showing you how I'm using it. Because you didn't break down to stay broken. You were broken open so something new could grow. Now what felt like endings are becoming beginnings. What felt like too much to bear is becoming the very weight that grounds you in me. You've been misunderstood, underestimated, asked to explain pain to people who lacked the depth to understand it. I want you to know, I never needed you to defend yourself. I've been your defender all along. I'm writing a story that reveals how powerful your quiet endurance truly was. The world saw your outer calm. I saw your inner fire. Now that fire is about to rise. Not in anger, but in anointing. This is your turning point. Not because your tears are over, but because they are being transformed. I will still meet you in your mornings. But now I will meet you with movement. I will still hold you in your ache. But now I will whisper strategy. Because you are stepping into a new rhythm. Not of striving, but of rising. The weight is lifting. Clarity is coming. Strength is returning. This time, it won't be the strength of pretending you're okay. It will be the strength of knowing you are being made new. Let this word confront the voice that told you you had to stay in grief forever. Let it challenge the voice that said joy was for others. Let it dismantle the fear that healing means forgetting. You are not forgetting. You are redeeming. You are not leaving the pain behind. You are carrying the testimony forward. And the testimony is this. The tears didn't win. The pain didn't define you. The sorrow didn't silence you. I, the Lord your God, held every drop. And now I am turning your tears into triumph. Encounter, you are not measured by broken moments. My child, now that I've spoken to the depths of your pain, and reminded you that I've never wasted a single tear, I want to talk to you, about how I see you, about what I've always seen, even when you couldn't. Because if you don't see yourself the way I do, you will always question what I've promised. You will always wonder if you're strong enough, worthy enough, whole enough to carry what I'm placing in your hands. Let me speak clearly. I have never looked at you through the lens of failure. I have never measured you by broken moments. I have never turned away because you were overwhelmed. My gaze toward you has been steady, faithful, and filled with love. You've seen yourself through the fog of disappointment. For too long, you've let your mistakes speak louder than my mercy. You've measured your progress by what others have achieved, instead of by the fire you've walked through and survived. You've let silence convince you that something was wrong with you, that you must not be doing enough, that maybe your prayers weren't good enough. But I was never measuring your words. I was listening to your heart. And your heart, even when tired, has stayed toward me. Even when you didn't feel strong. Even when you pulled away out of confusion. You still turned back. And that, my beloved, has always moved me. I know the lies that tried to settle in your mind during the quiet. You're not enough. You missed your moment. You're too wounded to be used. Everyone else has passed you by. But those voices are not mine. I've never said those things to you. I don't speak from shame. I don't motivate through fear. I don't withdraw when you feel broken. In fact, those are the moments I draw closest. Right now, I'm calling you out of those old voices. Out of that exhausted narrative. And back into truth. The truth is, you are not behind. You are not invisible. You are not lost in the crowd. You are not a burden to me. You are seen, chosen, and carried. Not because you've performed well, but because you're mine. My love for you is not conditional. It's not based on how on fire you feel, how productive you are, or how spiritually impressive you think you need to be. I loved you before the storm. I loved you in the middle of the mess. I love you right now. In whatever posture you're in. Whether standing boldly or barely holding on. You don't need to be strong for me to stay. I stay because I am your strength. You've walked through so much. I know you're tired. I know how heavy it's been to hold the tension between trusting me and carrying grief. I know how hard it is to keep showing up when you're not sure if anything's shifting. I see how brave it is for you to even be here. Still listening, still hoping. And I want you to hear this. I honor you. I honor the quiet ways you've remained faithful. I honor the way you've kept your heart open when it would have been easier to shut it down. You may feel fragile, but to me, you are fierce in faith. And I delight in you. Come back to me. Not as someone who needs to prove their love again, but as someone who is safe to rest. I'm not asking you to figure it all out. I'm not asking you to fix what's broken. I'm not handing you a list of spiritual tasks. I'm simply saying, come. Come with your questions. Come with your weariness. Come with the parts of you that still feel unsure. You don't need to clean yourself up before entering my presence. Just enter. I'm not shocked by your journey. I've walked every step with you. I've carried you through more than you know. And I'm not leaving now. This is not a call to start performing again. This is a call to be with me. Bring me the real you. The one that still gets triggered. The one that still fears being forgotten. The one that's trying to believe again but afraid to hope too much. Bring that heart to me. I can hold it. I can heal it. I can whisper over it the truth it's been longing to hear. You are enough. You are not too far gone. I still have more for you. Let me speak over your soul. Let me pull you close. Let me reintroduce you to the God who never let go of you. Truth, you are not defined by what broke you. My beloved, now that you've let me speak to your identity, now that you've allowed me to hold your heart without defense, I want to take you deeper into the truth about your pain. Because pain, especially the kind you've carried, doesn't just affect your emotions. It reshapes how you see everything. Your future, your worth, your relationships. Even your view of me. That's why I don't just want to heal your memories. I want to restore your understanding of what the pain was for. Not so you keep reliving it, but so you stop fearing it. So you see it through my eyes. So you realize it was never meant to define you. But it will now distinguish you. I know it didn't feel holy while you were in it. I know there were moments that felt cruel, chaotic, unnecessary. I know you questioned whether I was listening, or whether you were being punished. But I need you to hear me clearly. Your pain was never punishment. It was permission. A sacred access into a depth of transformation that comfort alone could never produce. You asked me to grow you. You asked me to use you. You asked me to make you a vessel. And I said, yes. But what you didn't know is that becoming a vessel also means being willing to be broken open. The kind of oil I pour through your life can't be produced by ease. It comes through the press. The pressing didn't come because I was angry. It came because I saw something in you worth refining. A voice worth purifying. A calling worth protecting. A future that required strength you didn't yet know you had. I could have let you remain comfortable, but that would have kept you small. I could have rescued you instantly, but that would have robbed you of the endurance that only grows when your faith is stretched. And so I allowed the pressing, the waiting, the silence, not to harm you, but to hollow out a space in you that only I could fill. Pain has a way of exposing what you believe. When emotions are raw, when answers don't come, when promises feel delayed, what rises to the surface are the lies you never realized you agreed with. Lies about me. Lies about yourself. Lies about your worth. Though it felt like everything was breaking, I was using the breaking to bring truth to the surface. I never needed you to be perfect. I needed you to be honest. And when your honesty met my love, transformation began. There were days you barely made it through. I know there were days you wanted to walk away from it all. I was there. Nights you cried with no words left. Days you wore a smile because it was safer than explaining your tears. I was holding every single moment. Your sorrow became sacred to me. Not because I enjoy your pain, but because I value your process. You didn't just suffer. You stayed. And that staying created roots. Roots that cannot be shaken. Roots that reach deeper than surface-level faith. Roots that have made you unshakable in a world full of shifting ground. Now I'm turning the page. Not because your pain is invalid, but because its work is complete. It shaped you. It softened you. It positioned you. But it does not own you. The days of defining yourself by what broke you are over. You are not the disappointment. You are not the loss. You are not the betrayal. You are not the one who didn't get chosen. You are mine. You are called. You are trusted. You are known. You are safe. Now in me, I'm turning your mourning into dancing. Not in theory, but in reality. Your heart will feel lighter again. Your smile will return without force. Your laughter will come back in waves. And it will be pure. Not because your life is perfect, but because your spirit is whole. You will speak from a place of peace. You will love from a place of truth. You will lead from a place of healing. And others will ask, what happened to you? And you will say, I met God in my pain. And He turned my tears into triumph. So let the healing go all the way. Let the memories breathe in my presence. Let the wounds tell their truth. Then let me rewrite them with grace. This is not the part where you hide what hurt. This is where I show you that what hurt will never have the final word over you. I do. And my word over you is this. You are rising. You are stronger than you know. And this is the beginning of glory. Healing, you are not defined by broken moments. My beloved, with your heart soft again, your identity restored, and the weight of sorrow lifted, I want to open your eyes, not only to what I've healed, but to what I'm now revealing. Because your tears were not in vain. Your pain has not only been processed, it has positioned you for promise. You didn't just survive for survival's sake. You were being prepared. And now, the very thing that threatened to crush you is becoming the proof that I am faithful and active. Here. This is the beginning of what you long called someday. That someday is now. You've waited for the moment when the silence would break. When the atmosphere would shift. When what I whispered years ago would rise again with confirmation. That moment is beginning. Not with noise, but with clarity. Not with a dramatic event, but with divine alignment. The things that once felt stuck will begin to shift. The desires that once felt risky to believe in will now begin to surface again. Not with pain, but with purpose. What I want you to see is this. This is not coincidence. These are not just emotional patterns. These are spiritual signs. I'm speaking again. Not with riddles, but with recognition. The signs will not always come wrapped in the expected, but they will carry weight. You'll begin to hear recurring themes. The same phrase in two different conversations. A verse that keeps returning. An opportunity that comes quietly but glows in your spirit. These are the markers. These are the first ripples of the wave I'm about to bring. I'm not playing with your heart. I'm preparing it. I don't give false hope. I give signs of what I'm already moving in heaven. There will be people I bring to confirm what I've already said. People who weren't there for the suffering, but will play a role in the restoration. Don't dismiss them. Don't doubt their timing. I'm sending those who speak to your future. Not just those familiar with your past. Some conversations will be filled with supernatural accuracy. Don't explain it away. Receive it. It's me reminding you I haven't forgotten a single word. I spoke over you. I'm also awakening dreams you buried. Not because they were wrong, but because they hurt too much to hold on to. I never rebuked you for laying them down. I understood why it felt safer to stop expecting. But I'm coming back to those places now. And I'm breathing over them. Dreams of influence. Dreams of impact. Dreams of wholeness. Dreams of family. Dreams that carry kingdom weight. What once felt too fragile to speak will now begin to stir again with new strength. And you will sense me saying, this time is different. This time, the ground is ready. This time, your heart is ready. Expect favor where there was once resistance. Expect fluidity where there was once blockage. Expect people to honor what once felt invisible. These are signs, not of manipulation, but of my movement. I'm not forcing doors open. I'm opening them with authority. You'll begin to know it's me. Because it won't feel like striving. It will feel like being carried. That peace you sense. That alignment. That quiet knowing deep inside. That is how I lead in this season. Not with pressure. With presence. I will also begin to accelerate things. Not in a chaotic way, but in a way that makes you realize only God could have done this. Be ready for that. I don't always move slowly. When hearts are aligned and assignments are due, I move fast. Don't fear the momentum. Don't resist the favor. Don't sabotage the shift because it feels unfamiliar. I've trained you for this. You are not who you were when the promise was first given. You're no longer driven by the need to prove yourself. You're led by the desire to please me. Now I need you to start watching differently. Look not for drama, but for divine rhythm. Look not for lightning, but for the consistent whisper that I am near. If something keeps showing up in your life, pay attention. If someone speaks what you prayed but never said out loud, pause and receive it. I am showing you the beginning of breakthrough. Not in the way the world expects. I'm showing you through subtle signs that carry supernatural weight. You will begin to feel it in your posture. The way you walk. The way you speak. The way you no longer apologize for your anointing. That's not pride. That's peace. That's the evidence that the one who once wept in the dark is now rising in the light. You won't need to shout it. You won't need to explain it. The shift will show itself. And when it does, return to this truth. I'm the one who saw the tears. I'm the one who promised triumph. This is the beginning of that promise unfolding before your eyes. Renewal, you are no longer bound by old labels. My child, after everything we've walked through, the tears, the silence, the breaking, and the rebuilding, you are stepping into something irreversible. This is no longer a moment of comfort. It is a moment of commissioning. I did not lead you through the fire just to prove a point. I led you because I was always leading you into victory. Now I say with finality and fire, your tears have become triumph. Not by human effort, not by striving, but by my spirit, by my faithfulness, by the unstoppable love I have for you. You will never again walk as one unsure of who you are. You will never again carry pain as your identity. You may remember the sorrow, but you will no longer bow to it. The past has lost its power to define you. You are not the wounded one. You are not the waiting one. You are not the almost blessed one. You are the one I carried through. The one I healed in silence. The one I raised in hiddenness. The one I am now revealing with glory. You don't need to shout to be seen. You don't need to prove you survived. The radiance you carry speaks for itself. And no one will be able to reverse what I have done. The enemy cannot accuse what I have redeemed. The people who didn't understand you cannot erase what I've entrusted to you. The voices that tried to limit you no longer have access to this next season. Because I am the one who opens the doors. I am the one who confirms the calling. And what I do through you from this point forward will not be fragile. It will be fruitful. It will not be rushed. It will be rooted. And it will not be temporary. It will be eternal. So rise, my child. Rise with peace in your bones. Rise with clarity in your steps. Rise with joy that feels like healing. Rise with worship that carries weight. You are walking in a new day now. You are breathing in a new rhythm. You are no longer in recovery. You are in reignition. From tears to triumph. From silence to strategy. From mourning to dancing. Amen. Your tears have become triumph.